what are we really doing when we're doing growth work? You really only at a deep fundamental level have control over one thing when you're applying conscious control. And your the one thing that you have conscious control over is where your attention is. So right now, if you're listening to this, then your attention is on me. You're listening to my voice. And as you listen, you're making a decision each moment if you're going to keep your attention on my voice and continue to listen. Okay? Maybe you're listening with half an ear doing something else, but I'll bet you that your attention is focusing on me more and more as I start to talk about where your attention is, right? So your attention is a choice, but it's also affected by your surroundings. So when you think about it, you're going through life attempting to direct your attention, but also having it pulled by other sources. So what does that mean in the context of growth work? Well, when you're doing growth work, you're actively, consciously applying your attention to yourself, to your story of your life, to your circumstance, to your imagination about what you would like more of. And you're attempting to make a coherent effort to keep your attention on those things in the right proportion so that you can make a decision. A decision meaning to create a future that includes more of what you want and less of what you don't. Interesting thing about the word decide, it has the same root as homicide, genocide, suicide, right? It's to kill. Decide means to cut off or to kill. So like when you decide, you're actually like cutting off all of the other possible futures and choosing one, right? So when we talk about growth work, you're putting your attention on all of the subtle variables, all of the different ways that it could be, and doing your best to choose one that you want. And there's this system in your consciousness that's sometimes called the reticular activation system. And the reticular activation system is the kind of like the visual center plus meaning system that decides what portion of what's in front of you gets your attention or enters your awareness, might be a better way to put this. The common example for this one is when you buy a new car. Say that you buy a red Subaru, and then all of a sudden you see red Subarus everywhere. Are there suddenly more red Subarus? No, but your reticular activation system is now plucking them from the surroundings. So when you're here in the world, you have infinite things that you could focus on, but only some number of them make it into your conscious awareness because you're filtering, right? Like right now, without looking, can you tell me what color the carpet is in the room that you're in, or the floor, or how many specks are on the tiles, or whatever it is, right? There's lots of details that are not getting your attention, that are being filtered out, but you could put your attention on them and then suddenly there'd be all this information. So part of what your mind does for you is help you filter down and simplify your surroundings so that you can direct your attention. So when you're doing growth work, you're choosing a subset of possible areas of focus for your attention and choosing ones that are within the domain of transformation and helping you get more of what you want. You're going to focus on, you're going to put attention on your habits, right? Like, what do I do repeatedly, day in, day out? What are my rituals? Because those things that you repeatedly do are going to have a big impact on what happens in your life, right? If you exercise every day, you're clearly going to have a different outcome than if you don't exercise and eat donuts, right? So like, one area that you might put your attention or allow your reticular activation system to notice in your memory is your habits, your routines, right? So with growth work, really what we're doing is we're making a list of areas of attention and then actively putting our attention there and then making decisions, meaning that we kill all the other options and choose one. There might be a less grisly way to talk about it. But in future videos, I'll go into some more specifics about where you can put your attention in growth work. But I think it's helpful to think about that. Like, how are you directing your attention? Watching this video, in my opinion, great choice on your attention. It's about 6 minutes long. You have a lot of different options, but you chose to put it here. Where else could you put your attention today that would help you get more of what you want in life? If you want more videos like this to put your attention on in the future, please like and subscribe and push the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that you get notifications, and I will do my best to pull your attention to something useful later. Thanks a lot. My name is Matt Davis with the Kingmaker Project. Goodbye.